everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'd like to take some time just to do a quick review of the Lotus. I feel like YouTube doesn't have enough just walk-arounds and kind of some detailed videos of the Lotus Elise, and especially ones that are modified. So today I'd like to take the time and kind of walk through everything that has been done to my car. This is a 2005 Lotus Elise. This is Storm Titanium paint, and it currently has 80,000 miles on it actually. So I'll walk you through the various parts that I have installed and show you the goods. So I'll start with appearance, I guess. So currently it has a GRP carbon front lip that actually is damaged from a trailer hitch that was on the interstate. It has also GRP's mesh grill. This tow hook I think is from BOE. The front signal lights have just a 3M tinted film. GRP radiator, shroud, mesh grills. These are a custom aluminum piece that's then painted black with some matte black paint. This template was from Lotus Talk as well. It actually was for an Exige, but it does fit the Lotus Elise. I'll try to peek under here. I used rivets, pushed them through and crimped them, and then I have some hardware that's actually fastening the splitter. It is very secure actually. In the rear, another tow hook. This I think was a BOE at the time, rear delete for the license plate bracket. It has a Deflow 5-element rounded diffuser. And these taillights, I don't recall where they're from, but I believe they're like a version 1 of GRP's taillights as well. They look really good. I also have the carbon side ducts, gloss carbon. These are GRP as well. That basically rounds out the exterior. For wheels and tires, I have Ethos, so Sector 111 or InoKinetic Ethos rims mated with R888 R's tires for a 205/45/16 up front and a 235/45/17 in the rear. As far as brakes and working my way out, starting in the center, I do have I don't know if you can tell down there, I have a Blackwatch 5-way adjustable front sway bar. Moving this way, I have stainless steel brake lines obviously. Behind that, I have Nitron single adjustable coilovers. As far as braking on this car, I did do the big brake kit. I have Wilwood up front with the 4-piston and the 308mm cup discs, floating hubs, the two-piece discs, with currently some ceramic pads from Carbotech right now. I will most likely run either 8s or 10s on the track in all 4 corners to give me the bias that I'm looking for. So this is a 4-piston Wilwood setup. The stock caliber that was on it then is transferred back here to the rear, and behind that has a BOE radial front caliper relocation mount bracket that then allows you to run the front caliper in the rear. It's tight clearance, so I might run a spacer eventually when I go to the track with it. And then in the rears, I still remain with the single clamp caliper, and that remains as my parking brake. Has no fluid going to it, it's strictly cable driven. As far as engine modifications and drivability and cooling, we'll start up front. As you can see, aftermarket aluminum radiator. No issues. It sits at about 180 to 200 on the track. Starting on the top of the motor and working my way down, we have Snorkel Delete in the side, so remaining with the same airbox, the stock airbox, just no delete in the side vent. We have a BOE tune, Torque 200 tune, so I have 2 ECUs that I run, one for smog, one with the tune on it. Motor is all stock. It does have a GPan3 Baffled Oil Pan underneath the car. Upgraded shift cables from InoKinetic. It's the ultimate shift package. I'll show you that once we get into the interior. Down below, this is a tubular 6x24 rear exit exhaust or dump down below, with also a Larini silenced race pipe, basically a test pipe, mated to that to a still stock intake or exhaust manifold. And I'll do a quick sound clip for you guys as well at the end. Inside, I took the liberty to do some DIY projects. I'll start on the top. So I guess the side seal was a DIY type thing. Painted the calipers and some stuff like that. Starting up top here, it does have a flocked dash. So removed the whole dash pad, filled in all the holes, did a speaker and radio delete, and then did a flocked kit via Amazon, and that actually turned out really well. It eliminates a lot of the glare that you'd get, so you get better video on the track, but also you can actually see better while you're doing driving. This is a shift light. It shows RPM, coolant temp, and battery voltage, and then it has a tachometer that goes to red line. Like I said, this car does have 80,000 miles, but it has remained in good condition. As I said, did the radio delete, put a USB for phone and tablet. Quick release OMP 130 mil steering wheel with Alcantara suede, mated to an NRG version 2 quick release steering wheel kit and NRG hub. For seats, I have Tillet B6 Screamers. They are pretty slim. I am actually about 160 pounds, 5'10", and they're pretty tight around the shoulders. Went with Schroth Racing. It's actually a 6-point harness, so you can see cam lock. These are 2-inch, not the 3-inch wide shoulder straps, and I run a Hans device when I'm at the track as well. Back here, roll bar or crossbar installed. I don't know the brand of this one. It was in the car before I purchased it. You can run GoPro mounts, and that's where my harnesses are actually attached to as well. A lot of people ask about this bracket. I still don't know where it's from, but it is really nice. Mounts to factory positions. I run a radar detector on it, but you can run different cameras. It is a very nice piece, but I'm not sure where it's from. Let's move on to the other side real quick. Got a fire extinguisher. I think these are safe something. I'd have to look up in the description. I'll have all the specs of all the parts that I do know. Again, same seat. They do have custom mounted brackets. Retain the slider on one side. This is fixed mount. These brackets were made by TrackSpec. TrackSpec does all of the maintenance and kind of drivability of my car. Most of the exterior and kind of the cosmetic stuff I do myself. The biggest thing that I just did recently is this InoKinetic ultimate shifter package. So that includes everything you see here, knob, shift linkage, cables, everything back. So it completely redid all of my shift linkage to the transmission. I also replaced my clutch with ACT HDSS Clutch and a Monkey Wrench Racing, I think 7-pound flywheel, lightweight flywheel. So this has transformed the car. That mated with the Torque 200 tune allows you to stay in the power range, or the power band, essentially that VTEC, because both the tune drops the VTEC or the cam switch over, and then this allows you to shift much faster. I was having a lot of troubles at the track, even just getting it engaged once things started to warm up. So the car drives great now. I'm very happy with the current condition that it's in. Do have the radar detector and the quick turn off Smarty card for that. This is an old Sector 111 cup holder held in with a little racquetball, which is a pretty cool, innovative design. And I think that's about it. Oh, I do have a small little mirror there. But yeah, that's the car. I've had it for about 2.5 years now. I bought it with some pretty different parts, and I've changed quite a few things. When I bought it, it had Rota grids on it. It had a Gut Sports front canard splitter, which I'm actually going to go back to in the time being before I make something more permanent for the track, just to replace this carbon one that was trashed. It also had a wing at one point. Back here you can kind of tell there's a shift in the paint. But yeah, that's the car. Let me fire it up for you and you guys can hear what it sounds like. Runs pretty quiet. Do it quick. And from the rear. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into the 2005 Lotus Elise, what it can be modified. It truly is a go-kart for the street. It's an amazing track car. It's got the 2ZZ Celica type GTS motor in it, so from Toyota, so it's super reliable. I've had no issues with cooling or reliability or anything like that. It's a strong recommend. I came from a 1990 Miata that was pretty much prepped for spec Miata. It had a half cage in it. And then I went to a Honda S2000. Absolutely loved that car. It had Öhlins and kind of the works as well. And then I switched over to this. And I've had this for 2.5 years. No plans on selling it. It is a really, really fun car for 30 grand that people think is way more expensive than it is, which is kind of cool, but it is a really fun piece. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.